Hey guys, welcome back to week 3, hopefully our last week online, so hopefully my last video. So this one, what we're going to do is another fitness training. We're going to work on our cardio again, and we're going to work on our short duration, all right, but a really high intensity work. So we're going to be really huffing and puffing this lesson. So to start off with, we're going to do a warm-up. I'm not sure if you can see behind me, but I've set up 2 cones. On your lesson plan, it says set them up 20 meters apart. I've just done it a bit closer just for the demonstration. So to start off with, I'll go to one side. Right, just high knees. So lifting your knees up all the way. You would do it for 20 meters. The way back is flicking your heels to your bottom. All right, next one, side to side. So just getting up really high. And on the way back, you're going to face the same direction that you did on the way there. So the same direction, all right? Next one is just walking lunges, hands on hips, lunge down. All right, walking, lunging. On the way back, you're going to be jogging every few steps. You're bending down, touching the ground with your fingers, all right? After that, we're slowly going to build our pace up, all right? We're slowly building our pace up. So we're going, starting at about 70%. So 70%. Next one we're going, it's 80%. So we're picking up a bit faster. All right, next one's 90%. And then the last one will be 100%. So that's a full sprint. So that by the time you finish that, you're starting to breathe a bit more. Your muscles should be warmed up. All right, that was just a short warm-up. You'll take about five minutes at least to do that. So this lesson is a Fartlek training lesson. All right, this is a Swedish term called speed play, and it's a mix of really fast, high-intensity activity and then really low-intensity activity. So a high-intensity activity, for example, is a real hard sprint. All right, and a low-intensity activity is a walk, or I would like to see you doing a really slow jog. So even if you're doing a jog, it's the same pace as a walk, all right, but you're just ticking over the legs a little bit. All right, so that's helping your muscles. Instead of lactic building up in your muscles, it's helping you keep it moving so you don't get as much lactic acid and your legs don't feel as heavy. All right, so the first activity, we have 2 activities. The first one, the easiest way to do this is around an oval, if you can find one, or around your backyard. Worst case scenario, you're just doing it on the spot, and as it says, like we did in our circuit training last week, when it's a 30-second jog, you might just have to do the 30 seconds on the spot sprint. Sorry, if you're doing a 30-second sprint. Then your jog, you're just going on the spot like this, really slow. All right? If you have, what is better, if you've got an oval, like I've got behind me, all right, you have a marking around an oval and you just run around the oval. So go in the activity 1, it's 30 seconds sprint as hard as you can. All right, so you sprint as hard as you can for 30 seconds. Make sure you're timing it. At the end of the 30 seconds, all right, you don't stop. You're sprinting, and then end of the 30 seconds, you just start slowly jogging around the oval. All right, at the end of that 1 minute jogging, that's when you go back to sprinting as hard as you can. All right, end of that 30 seconds, you go back to jogging for a minute. You're going to do, if you're in year 5 or 6, you're going to do that 8 times. So you're doing 8 sprints for 30 seconds, and then you're doing 8 1-minute slow jogs to recover a little bit. If you're in year 3 or 4, you're doing 6 times. So you do 6 30-second sprints followed by 6 1-minute slow jogs. That should really get your heart rate pumping, all right, and your breath rate going. So you should be huffing and puffing by the end of it. After that, have 5 minutes rest, or at least 2 to 3 minutes rest. When you're resting, just keep walking. So keep moving around, have a drink of water, always keep moving. Otherwise, your lactic or your legs will get really, really heavy. For activity 2, it's the same type of activity. We're just making it a bit shorter, all right? So it's a 15-second sprint as hard as you can, all right? And then a 30-second jog, slow jog, all right? So try and keep those legs ticking over in your recovery time, which is your slow jog. All right, because we're doing it shorter, it's half the amount of sprint and half the amount of recovery time. We're actually going to do it for year 5s and 6s. You're going to do it 10 times. All right, so 10 sprints, then 10 recovery jogs. All right, and year 3s and 4s, you're going to do it 8 times. All right, so we're doing a couple more than what we did on the previous one because they're a bit shorter. So they're a bit shorter sprinting. After that, go for a 5-minute slow walk. So really slow walk. This is to cool down and help your muscles. And then we're doing the same stretches that we did last week. So if you don't remember them, they're on my video from last week. You have to go back and have a look at it. We're stretching our hamstrings. All right, so the back of our thighs, our quadriceps, our calves, which are the back of the bottom of your leg, our shoulders, and our chest. So all of those stretches afterwards. So today, remember, we did our cardio session and we've practiced our longer duration exercise. Sorry, our shorter duration exercise. Shorter duration because they were sprints, but they were really high intensity because we were going as hard as we can. And we practiced it with, instead of just a recovery standing still, we actually moving recovery. So we had that jogging, slow jog, but it was still our recovery time whilst we're still moving. That's to have less lactic and feel our legs feel a bit less heavy. All right, guys, hopefully this is our last online lesson. I'll see all of you back at school next week. All right, I hope you've enjoyed these videos and I'll see you soon.